you were rock crawling and you were likely breaking differentials.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to know how I can make it better. Well, let's buy the company and let's do it.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's basically what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
Get Out and Drive podcast. We are here at SEMA 2022, and we are hanging out in the Racing Junk booth, and we have a wonderful guest, Cora. I cannot pronounce your last name, and I'm going to butcher it, so I'm going to let you do it.
Hi, I'm Cora Jokinen from Torq Masters Industries. I'm the owner of that company. We manufacture locking differentials. And I'm also a SEMA Businesswomen Select Committee member. And I'd love to talk to you today about the SBN all-female Bronco build that we unveiled earlier this week.
Oh, yes. That is
I'm
fantastic.
really looking forward to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a super killer build. Well, I'd love to hear about it. Tell us about where you came up from and how you got here to SEMA.
So my personal story, I used to be a sponsored rock crawler.
Okay.
And doing amateur competitive rock crawling. And my title sponsor was in our local Jeep club. I was good friends with him. Fast forward about 10 years, he was looking to retire, and I bought his company.
Oh, wow.
So that was...
Customer to company.
Yeah, that was 8 years ago.
Okay.
Since then, I've tripled the size of the company. I have 6 patents and releasing new and innovative products.
Wow.
Every year.
Do you have a booth here that is showcasing products or no?
I do not.
Okay.
So our technology is pretty specific.
Okay.
So it's a locking differential. It's a drop-in style, so it just replaces the spider gears. And we've innovated some design features because there's other competitors in the same space. This style of locker has been around since the 1990s, but we've moved it into power sports. We've moved it into CUVs.
Okay.
We've moved it into modern Toyotas, and a lot of part numbers. We're the only one in the category.
Wow.
So that's really cool.
So you're not just a rock crawler and a business owner, but you're an engineer?
Well, kind of.
Okay, tell us a little bit about how are you getting to the point of being able to patent these things and come up with your own part numbers and specific builds?
Well, I used to be an architect.
Okay.
And nights and weekends, my husband and I, we were in the shop building, welding, and working on Jeeps. And so I have the technical ability to read CAD drawings and draw my own stuff, but I do have an engineer as well.
Okay.
And we have a design and we scale it to different differentials.
Okay.
So when it comes to developing new products, it's really not that hard.
Just applying that technology to something else. Right,
yeah.
right.
So we have like a spreadsheet. It's what's this dimension to here, what's this dimension to here, and that's how we extrapolate and design a new product.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So when you decide that this is what you wanted to do, you were rock crawling and you were likely breaking differentials.
Oh yeah.
So I want to know how I can make it better. Well, let's buy the company and let's do it.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's basically what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Look, I know everyone wants to get out and drive, but it's been difficult with the price of gas lately. But get out and drive doesn't have to mean physically driving your ride.
Get out and drive means sharing your auto repair skills with the next generation. Hashtag, what drives youth?
Get out and drive means watching a classic road trip movie or something with a cool chase scene.
Get out and drive means hosting a car show or a cruise.
Get out and drive means working on that project car to get it ready to get out and drive.
Get out and drive means get those toy cars, Hot Wheels, remote control cars, and die casts and burn off the pavement.
Get out and drive means supporting organizations that help keep the automotive industry and hobby alive.
What does get out and drive mean to you?
Let us know by leaving a message on our listener hotline. Just go to getoutanddrive.com, scroll to the bottom of the page, and click the listener hotline button.
So you're here at SEMA. So what capacity within SEMA are you here?
So I am a SBN, SEMA Business Women's Network, Select Committee member. I've been on the Select Committee for about 2 years. It's a position that you get voted into.
Okay.
I've really enjoyed it, and the networking that we do and also the outreach we do for younger generations. And then 10 years ago, the SBN built a Mustang. And there were a bunch of great women on there, including Jessie Combs, and they had zero money.
Okay.
So it was all just through networking and borrowing garages, and they made it and they did it.
Wow.
And so now, fast forward 10 years, we actually started on this 2 years ago, when there were no Ford Broncos. We were like, we want to do a Ford Bronco.
Right.
And so it took about a year to convince Ford, and then we finally got our hands on one.
Okay.
And it took us about a year intensively to get to this point today.
Okay. Wow. A lot of planning.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How many people, and what are the age range of the people that were working on it?
So we had 150 volunteers, and because this was so massive, we had to have different task forces.
I see.
So I headed up the parts task force with Rebecca, and then there was a volunteer task force that managed the volunteers. You know, we had to get T-shirt sizes and information and phone numbers because we
A lot
all
of
got-
logistics.
Yeah, very important. Then we had a marketing task force,
Okay.
and then we had the build task force.
The actual hands-on
Right,
part assembly.
right. So I actually never touched the Bronco, and I have hundreds of hours into it.
Well, that just shows the dedication that people within, not just who are exhibitors in SEMA, but people who are kind of behind the scenes.
Right.
You know, we talked about this with other interviewers that there's a lot of information and a lot of stuff to compile to make SEMA happen. That
Yes.
just, it doesn't happen 2 weeks beforehand.
Right.
Like they're already planning for 2023. So this Bronco build, is it on display here?
Yes, it is.
Where can we find it?
West Hall,
Okay.
and it's right near the West Hall Members Lounge.
Okay.
So you can find it there, and the Mustang is there
Well, there you
from
go.
10 years ago.
Wow.
So that was really cool. So age ranges. We had hands-on volunteers that were in their teens up to in their 60s. We had multiple mother and daughter pairs come out. We had a lot of students come out. We had, for the build schedule, we did 2 weeks in California at the SEMA garage.
Okay.
And when they were there on the build days, they spent a few days over at UTI doing some painting. And they had a female instructor there helping and students working on it. And the instructor, she was sharing a story that most of her students are male.
Okay.
And so when she brought in 40 women
Wow.
of all different ages,
Right,
it stopped the show.
Wow.
And she was like, I just want these guys to see that there are this many women that are into automotive. We just may be a little more spread out across the country.
Right. Right. And that's one of our biggest pushes, and what we strive to say is what drives youth. And I'm glad to see that you're youth oriented and you're bringing people into the industry and helping them out and explaining what you need to do, because everyone needs to know it's not always hands-on. There are business applications, all sorts of things, financial, even learning how to do the trade and being a mentor yourself. You don't always have to be hands-on putting an engine in a car. The trade is extremely large.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you're sharing that with other people. Everybody that was on your build team, are they going to college or officially in the trade, or did you have any, I would consider, laymen, laywomen?
Yeah, we did.
People that were not in the trade that wanted to help. You had something like that also?
So on one of our volunteer task force spreadsheets, we had lots of spreadsheets.
Right.
We asked the girls to fill out a survey of what they may be good at, what they may want to learn.
Okay.
And so the volunteers kind of worked it together to pair the right people at the right time for the right parts.
Wow.
So there were super advanced skill people, and there were ladies who work in marketing and were like, I want to be a part of this. Teach me.
Wow.
And
How did they find out about you? Was it social media push or word of mouth? Or
word of mouth, social media, the SEMA newsletter.
okay.
We put out a couple big broadcasts. We asked for parts donations. We asked for renderings.
Okay.
So we had a rendering contest that was pretty cool. We had 50 submissions.
Okay.
And then we've just been keeping the public and the SEMA people in the loop because they want articles. They want to know what's going on.
Yeah, they want to be on the forefront of it. And it also it helps with getting the word out there with an all-female build team. Just absolutely incredible.
Yeah. So talking about parts. So we had multiple submissions for one item.
Okay.
So say tires, for example, or other examples. So we had a design criteria.
Okay.
And because we're partnered with Ford and SEMA, we had to run things through them too.
Right.
But so our top criteria was woman-owned business.
They went to the top of the list.
Right. They went to the top of the list. Next was women in leadership.
Okay.
And then next was Ford strategic partners. And then next was made in USA.
Very nice.
So that was our ranking system. And then also the design criteria for the build itself was we wanted to design a Bronco for a woman overlander.
Okay.
And one thing that's pretty popular now, especially in the CUV world, is car camping.
Oh, yeah.
And so car camping for a woman, if she's out in the middle of the desert by herself, is safer than a tent or even a rooftop tent.
I see.
And so Goose Gear has a seat delete system that makes a really nice platform. And then there's cubbies and access underneath where you can stow stuff. And so the platform goes in the back, and then there's a drawer for storage of safety gear and recovery gear, and then a refrigerator and another drawer for a stove.
Wow.
So basically you have recovery gear, spares, tools, a kitchen, a sleeping platform. A company called Deep Sleep makes custom fitted air mattresses.
Wow.
So we have one that's specifically for it's called a 60-40 delete. So we still have the 40 jump seat.
Okay.
And then we took out the 60% of the seat.
Okay.
So they have a 60-40 inflatable mattress.
I'm learning a lot today.
I think that's absolutely amazing that, that our industry is kind of steering in the direction of bringing women to the forefront. And I'm not against that at all. I think it's absolutely amazing. If there's somebody out there that's listening to us right now that has a wife, a daughter, a sister, grandmother, whatever, that wants to be a part of what you're doing, how do they reach out to you? How do they become that volunteer? How do they get involved?
So the SEMA Business Women's Network has a sign-up part on the SEMA website. So if you search SBN SEMA, you're likely going to land on that page. You can check out our mission statement. You can see who the select committee members are, and then you can sign up through there.
Wow. I'm excited to see what's going to be coming up through this in the future.
Wow. Yes.
Is there a current build going on right now that they're working for next year?
I think this is a 1 in 10 year thing.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
I mean, it was a ton of effort, and then with SBN, we're all volunteers, but we do have paid SEMA staff. That's Nicole, who's amazing, and her full-time job is being our liaison.
Okay.
And so she's setting up our task force meetings. She's, just involved in everything. So
you are looking to the future anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, definitely we want to do it again. But it's like any SEMA build, once you get here, the car's on the floor, you're like, I'm done for a bit.
Yeah. Waiting to exhale.
Yeah.
Well, and you never know. There just might be that next level that may come in that says, you know what? We want to get this going. We want to do that. And like I said, I'm excited to see what SBN has coming up for the future.
Yeah. So are we.
Great.
Cora, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, this was awesome.
All right.
Racing Junk is the #1 racing and performance marketplace where you can post your racing junk for free.
Parts, engines, race cars, trailers, project builds, muscle cars, chassis, tires, and so much more.
Buy, sell, trade, and browse on Racing Junk and turn your garage into cash in your pocket. Or find that next dream on the site, Built by gearheads for
And
gearheads.
best of all, there's no transaction fees. 100% of what you make through your ad is yours to keep.
Cruise on over to our website, getoutanddrive.com, for all the info you never wanted to know about our podcast. Hit us up on our listener hotline, be the first to know what's happening, get industry news, and grab your Get Out and Drive merch. Connect with us on social media. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow us on Twitter at Get Out and Drive Pod.
What drives you?